the power of right now, the magic of the moment, of this moment. The concept of now, this moment, within this moment, is very powerful to understand and a very useful concept to master when it comes to the magic of God, the magic of God's manifestation in your world, in your life. The concept of now, the power, the magic of the moment, the power of right now. Because right now, it is only now. Everywhere, all at once, always. All that really exists is an ever-present, universal, eternal now, this moment. And how you feel, how I feel in this moment is the only reality. The rate of my vibration, the rate and frequency of your vibration, the quality of your thoughts, of your emotions that you're feeling right now is the only reality. The eternal, universal now. The past, our past exists in the present in two ways. It exists in our memories and in how the present is affected, how the present moment is affected by your past. If you're incarcerated looking at a 20-year stretch, then you can definitely say that at some point your past actions, the reality of your past, are impacting your present moment in one dimension, in the third dimension, as far as your locality, your physicality. But there are many more dimensions, many higher dimensions to exist than just the physical, which is the lowest vibratory existence emanating from the source of all creation. The future exists only in expectations, plans, or possibilities, in anxiety. In certain situations, you can accurately predict the future. Controlled scientific experiments. But until it happens, it still only exists in the mind. And once it happens, it becomes now. The past, if you look at a number line, a straight line, the past is on the left hand and the future is on the right hand. The past we look at and understand as unchangeable. Whatever happened has happened. Whatever circumstances were, however, the universe was once configured in all its exquisite detail, and it's done, and it isn't that way anymore. We have moved past that point mentally, down the number line into the negative numbers of the past, always getting further and further away. We can't go back to that point. It is done. Of this, we are absolutely certain. Or at least we think so. And we look at the future as undefined. We can think of the future as being filled with possibilities, probabilities. In either case, this means it is uncertain. It also means it is changeable, as it hasn't been defined yet. And it won't be defined until it becomes now, in this moment. But once the future becomes now, it will move instantly into the past, solidifying itself as certainty. The way that all of us are used to thinking about time is that we are moving from the past into the future. And thus the concept of time is flowing. Or we think of it as flow, that we flow into the future. The future flows into the past. But the universe exists only in that one point in time called the present moment. The past is static, fixed, determined. The universe is anything but static. It is a constantly fluxing system of change, a change of vibration, a rate, a frequency rate of vibration, a fluxing system of vibratory frequency change. And since the past doesn't really exist in the universe, it is a memory or a previous cause of something that is present now. And the future always stays in the future as a concept, not as a reality. The concept of now as a time can be defined as the current state that everything is in, plus the rate that everything is changing. The concept of now as a concept of time, can be defined as the current state that everything is in, plus the rate that everything is changing. So all of this matter and energy, it all exists in clouds of probabilities at any given moment. All of these probabilities all have their own vibration, and vibration is a rate of change or the propensity for change. Therefore, now could really be defined as the rate of change of everything in the whole universe. The idea of an eternal present moment then becomes a glorious pivot point. It is that point in time, in fact, that the only point in time that really exists at which change is occurring, that moves possibilities into certainties. It is the gateway between the future and the past. So everything is a rate, is a present vibration. Your moment, your experience of the moment, your experience of your life is defined as a present vibration. And the rate of change of all things is actually what time is comprised of. So the magic of the moment, the power of now, understanding how time flows, how it is really nothing but a rate of vibration that exists in the now moment. And all you have to do is tap into this concept and use it for your own purposes. And truly, this is the key to the power of creation. The current configuration of our reality is being influenced by what we believe, think, see, feel, and know about that reality. All matter and energy exist in vibrating fields of probabilities. And those probability fields can be collapsed into a given reality by utilizing the quantum observer effect. More on that later. But the important thing is to understand that now, the now moment, as it changes into the next moment, we begin to look at the concept of cause and effect. And the events of the past were a result of cause and effect. One thing was caused by another, which was caused by another, and so on until the original cause for the event is found. But the point really to understand with all of this quantum observer effect, new ways to look at time, new ways to understand the now moment, to combine all of these concepts and consider the past, to look at the past one more time, look at it in two ways. The past exists in the present by our memories, and this is just a concept of mind. We know we can change our mind, our mental concepts, and in some cases, if the memory isn't perfect, we can just completely alter it. Change our memories about the past. And the second way the past exists is how it impacts our present moment. But to understand that this rate of change and vibrations, and to look at actually how the most accurate measure of time exists in our world is an atomic clock. And you can see when you look at the definition of an atomic clock, the ticks of the current standard atomic clocks are marked by the regular vibrations. And this essentially is measuring vibrations that vibrate at 9.2 billion times every second. So you see how in our most accurate device for measuring time, it involves vibration and measuring vibration. And then here's a quote from a book by Daniel Borstein called The Discoverers, but it essentially says there are few greater revolutions in human experience than this movement from the seasonal or the temporary hour to the equal hour. And here was man's declaration of independence when man began to create clocks, time clocks. Man's declaration of independence from the sun, new proof of his mastery over himself and his surroundings. Only later would it be revealed that he has accomplished this mastery by putting himself under the dominion of a machine with imperious demands all its own. And there's a lesson to be recalled with our mankind's interaction with artificial intelligence, an imperious demand of its own. But time, I can look back at all the videos I've been making for the last couple years. I had one YouTube channel that got completely banned. If I go back and look at some of those videos, and the reason why my channel got banned, it was because I was still at that time and in those moments I was still processing things, and some of my narratives were a little angry perhaps, but for one reason or another, and I made some political comments or whatever. But you know, all that has changed from those now moments and the quality of my vibration with, comparatively speaking, to this now moment is that my rates of vibration are more under my control and less influenced by outside events. And that, after all, in essence, is the very definition of an ascension. When your ascension is an ascending rate of frequency of vibration, and thus your autonomy and self-empowerment to control that aspect of your now moment. And that really is what time is all about. Namaste. Namaskaram.